Hi guys, welcome to today's SetrocJC channel daily video. As usual, if you enjoy the content, please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment below. Now strap yourselves in, let's get on with today's daily topic. Today's daily topic is going to be Club 1830 holidays. This one's going to be wild, guys, so stay tuned and let's get started. So like everyone, when I was growing up, I wanted to meet women, I wanted to go clubbing, I wanted to get drunk. And the best place to do this is abroad, where it's nice and hot, you've got lots of women around, you also got a different area, different vacation and all that sort of gump. So we decided to go to Greece. I think about 10 of us went in the end, 9 blokes and 1 girl. Someone always has to bring their girlfriend along on one of these, and they can't just get all the blokes. It's like, oh, I need to bring my girlfriend. Alright, bring her then. And a couple of other blokes went as well that we'd never met before, who was friends with someone else. So we flew out to Greece on the early flight. You always have to go on the early flight when you're on a budget holiday, don't you? You get the worst bloody flights. You have to be up at like 3 in the morning, get to the airport. And then when you're coming home, the flight's about midnight, so you're hanging around all day, you're bloody flying overnight, it's a flipping nightmare. But anyway, you always do the early flights. So we got the early flight, we got there early. You never know what to do yourself when you get there, do you? You don't know whether you should go to bed, but you can't go to bed, you're on holiday, you're knackered, but you're on holiday, you have to go out and see the sights and stuff. See the bloody swimming pool and stuff. So we arrived at this hotel, and it was the flipping, it's not really a hotel, it was like apartments. And they were the grubbiest apartments you've ever come across. It's like, who the hell lives here? I wouldn't board my bloody dog in here for a week. I wouldn't kennel him in here. It's a flipping nightmare. The flipping smells, the mattresses are all rubbish. It was like proper economy stuff, which I suppose is what you expect on these holidays when you're not paying very much, but still, we are human beings. We do need some sort of hygiene in order to continue. I don't want to be in some grubby dive for a fortnight. 2 weeks we had to live in this place. It was like a squat. But anyway, we got on with it. No aircon whatsoever. It was about 90 degrees in the room. It was bloody cooler outside than it was in the room. 90 degrees at night, we're getting eaten alive. Bloody flipping flies, mosquitoes, all you could hear at night was bzzz, bzzz, and it would stop, land on you, and all you'd hear is bloody people slapping them off, trying to sleep at night. You got this sheet over you, even though you're bloody roasting. No aircon. We had some of these, the things you plug in the wall, you know what I mean, to get rid of the mosquitoes apparently. We had them, we had about 15 of them on the go in this room, nothing. They didn't do nothing, the bloody things were lunching on us, they were flipping dining on us every night. You'd wake up with more bloody lumps, it was ridiculous. Yeah, so before I went, all you hear about these holidays, isn't it, on the programmes and from people that have been, is how amazing they are, how loose the women are, how many women, they're all throwing themselves, everyone's up for a bit of flipping how's your father, everyone's what, it's easy, bloody walking down the road, they're throwing themselves at you like you're some sort of flaming superstar. I didn't get any of that. You rock up. The first night we got there, I thought, right, we're going out tonight. Bearing in mind I've had very little experience of women at this stage. Very little experience. Got the old wallet out, you know what I mean? Got the wallet out, putting the old protection in it. Got to be protected when you go, weren't you? So I put not just 1 but 2 condoms in my wallet. First night out, 2 condoms. Gonna get extra lucky, I am. Bloody hell, never had any before now, and for some reason I thought, because I was on this holiday, because I was in a foreign land, the women were going to be throwing themselves at me. Bloody as if they are. It's like, you go out, they're just the same as everywhere else in England. Alright, they might be a bit drunk, they might be a bit louder, and you might have a bit more chance, but at the end of the day, they're probably saying the same about men when they go on these holidays. Oh, the men are all loose. The men are loose. The trouble is that you don't bloody talk to any of them to find out. Oh, the men are going to be up for it as much as we are. We are up for it as much as you are. But the trouble is, you bloody keep yourselves to yourselves. They always expect the men to go over and ask them out, don't they, in these places? It's like, why should I come over to you? Why don't you come over to me? Maybe that was the problem. I wasn't going over to them enough. But yeah, needless to say, I didn't get much that holiday. I might have had the odd snog here and there, but I certainly didn't get to find out about anyone's father, that's for sure. But they build it up in your mind. You're expecting it to be easy. You're expecting this. You're expecting that. But in reality, it's not like that. Or that's not what the experience my mates or me had on that holiday. I don't think any of us got any. So when you go on these 1830s holidays, they organise all these events, don't they, to get you involved in. Really, to get the money off you. But that's what. So we did this pub crawl thing. Everyone knows what a pub crawl is, but this one had a bit of a twist. You had to go to a pub, get a drink it, sounds easy enough, doesn't it? And then go on to the next pub, get a drink it, etc, etc. And there's about 6 or 7 pubs on this pub crawl. But there's a race. Well, I thought it was a race anyway. Each pub, though, you had to also avoid one of like the staff members or the 1830 club reps who were going around catching you. And if they caught you drinking in any of these pubs, then you're out of the competition. So I thought, alright, sounds easy enough. I'm going to go pubbing anyway. I might as well do this. So we sign up for this. I managed to get through all the pubs pretty quickly. Got my drink a bit easy, to be honest. And I got back to the pub. Got back to the beach about half hour later. And she says, no, you're too early. She says, you've got to be out at least an hour. So I'm like stood on this beach. I've had about 7 drinks. I'm first back and I'm thinking, what do you mean I've got to be gone an hour? She says, yeah, you've got to come back in about half an hour. So I thought, what am I supposed to do now? It's like, I don't want to go back to the pubs and risk getting caught. So we're on this beach and I just saw the dunes over the way. And I thought, I might as well just go and sit over there. So I went and sat in the bloody dunes for half an hour like some sort of escaped convict trying to avoid detection. So I'm supposed to be on holiday and I'm lowering myself to these levels. It's ridiculous. So I'm sat there for half an hour trying to bloody, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with myself, trying to pass the time. And after half an hour I go back down there and someone else is bloody there. Someone else has rocked up just a bit before me. So I've ended up coming second. I still get one of the poxy bloody shirts anyway, so I've still got something for my time. But what a waste of half an hour. It's like I paid a fortune for this holiday. I should be enjoying myself, not hiding like some sort of escaped criminal in the dunes, avoiding detection. So halfway through the holiday, the inevitable happens. The one who's brought his bloody missus with him, they have a Barney. She ends up with one of the other blokes in our group, one of the other blokes who have been brought along that nobody knows. She's run off with him. The atmosphere's at the bloody floor. It's like, what do you expect to flipping happen? I told him not to bring her. Don't bring her. There's no need to bring her. Oh no, I want to bring her. Yeah, right. Well, now see what's happened. She's run off with someone else. She's happy with him. The atmosphere's at rock bottom. Everyone else is bloody don't know where to look. Everyone else don't know what to say. We don't know if we should be getting involved. We don't know if we should leave them to it. It's bloody all up over end. So in the end, they end up sorting it out. They end up sorting it out in the expect that she doesn't want him anymore. She wants this other bloke. So that's his holiday ruined. She's happy with herself. She's got what she wanted. Someone always ends up in the bloody hospital on these holidays, don't they? No matter how big or small your group is, someone always feels the need to bloody go to the hospital. So we had to take one of our mates there because he thought that in order to keep hydrated he could just drink bloody Coke all day. But Coke's no good for hydration. So he was dehydrated, he was flipping faint and ready to collapse any moment. So we took him down the hospital. That was the first trip down there. The second trip down there, I was sharing a room with my mate's brother. And we got on all right. And one morning I woke up and I rolled over and there was this thing next to me. His face was all puffy and flipping deformed. And immediately I thought, bloody hell, what did I end up with last night? But to my relief, it was my mate's brother. Not to his relief, though. He looked like the bloody elephant man. I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know whether I was supposed to run and bloody hide or shout or help. I didn't know what to do. So in the end, I went and got his brother, who was also in our group. And I said, look, you need to sort him out. He doesn't look very well. If I was you, I'd take him down to bloody A&E, get him looked at. So we did, and they said that he had some sort of allergic reaction to something. It could have been the bloody mosquitoes. It could have been anything in that room. We didn't really narrow it down. So after a couple of days, we were getting a bit bored of kicking around the apartments and that. I think we had a swimming pool and that, but the weather wasn't as good as we thought it was going to be. So we decided to hire these flipping mopeds. Now when you hire a moped abroad, you really are taking your life into your own hands because these things aren't properly looked after. They've done a few miles, no one looks after them when they hire a moped. They don't even give you a bloody helmet half the time. We had to ask for helmets and he looked at us like we were mental wanting to wear one. So we hired these mopeds and we thought we'd set off across the island. They had this like shipwreck, allegedly, over the other side of the island. So there's about 6 of us hired these bikes, all like off the it's the most annoying noise in the world, isn't it? Going to about half hour, 40 minutes over to the other side of the island to see this shipwreck. This shipwreck, it wasn't a bloody shipwreck at all. They just put it on there just as an attraction because there was nothing else to do in this place. It's like, I think someone had just got this old bloody rowing boat and just anchored it out into the cove about 50 yards out, and that's their idea of a shipwreck. I was expecting there to be like a massive great big galleon or something where you could snorkel around, the bloody sails everywhere and treasure, and that's what I get by a shipwreck, cannons and stuff. There was nothing, it was just like a shell. It's like a rowing boat. I've seen bigger bloody barges than this thing. That's not a shipwreck, that's the Trade Descriptions Act. We've carted ourselves halfway across the island on these bloody death traps to see this shipwreck that didn't really exist. So we have a look at it. We spend about 20 minutes there trying to make the best of a bad situation. And my mate looks down at his bike and the bloody thing's pissing petrol. It's pissing petrol, and it's not just pissing petrol, it's pissing petrol over the exhaust pipe. There's bloody smoke everywhere, fumes everywhere, but we were like 40 minutes away from where we started, so we had no choice but to ride the thing back. He's like halfway back, white as a sheet. We're all bloody keeping our distance, thinking he could go up in any minute. He's white as a sheet, he's high on these bloody fumes. We don't know whether to ride in front of him or behind him. We don't know whether we want a good view if it goes up or to get out the bloody way when it goes up. It was a flipping nightmare for him. It's getting dark, the flipping lights aren't working properly on these bikes. We're all bloody freezing. None of us took flipping coats or nothing. We've got wind chill factor, it's about -4. He's bloody bricking himself. He don't know if he's going to make the journey. He don't know if this is the last ride, his last moments of his life. Thankfully though, we did make it back. He didn't go up and he did survive, so unfortunately that means the end of this podcast a bit less boring than it might have been. I'll catch you on the next one. Hope you enjoyed this content, guys. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment below. I'll catch you on the next video.